Hello everybody and welcome to the show in the green room. Me and my co-host Justin Pugga. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
And our first guest for the first ever episode is Kramer. How are you, mate?
Good. Thanks for the invite, guys.
Oh, that's all right.
No, it's all good, mate. So we just finished training out at Townsend on a Wednesday night. How was that?
Fantastic. We've the guys have been training pretty strong now since October last year, and we've got a fantastic number of registrations. We've got a heap of new guys, and we've got heaps of numbers here at training. So it's fantastic being back at Townsend, and it's good to be under the one roof and guys powering along again. Yeah,
I was having a peek out the window. There's some faces I haven't seen before, so it looks like we've picked up a fair few new guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been guys who've we've collected sort of over the last two seasons. Some new guys from last year who still count as new guys, and guys from country New South Wales, Orange, Bathurst, some guys from up the coast, and there's no one here from other clubs. It's just sort of a bit organic how they're coming back to Merewether.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we've always had a strong draw in the country boys with Billy Freeman and Mitch Frosty and that coming over, so I'm sure they've all followed and come down with those boys.
Yeah, and those guys are really good examples of good solid country blokes. They're really good representatives of where they're from, but they're really good representatives of our club as well. So it reflects really strongly on those guys.
So we haven't gone out and chased anyone for this season?
No, we haven't gone out and chased anyone, and it was probably something when we put together a proposal, to lead this group about, knowing how strong we are in juniors, how strong we are in lower grades, and about being better football players and a better club. So we've got a good squad, and a fair testament to how we're going is I think we've got maybe 2 PPS points in the first grade. So it's a real testament to the work that the club and the junior club is doing as well. So many junior players have come through.
How have the boys performed in current trial matches and stuff?
Yeah, so we've had a couple of trials. We've been out to Bathurst, so we took around 50 players at Bathurst and trialled them in a number of games, and it was the guys trialled really strongly. I think last time we went out there, we actually we didn't perform as well, but we trialled strongly across 3 teams, including a couple of Bathurst boys out there, new Bathurst boy, Brenton Gibson as well with us. So it was a nice little introduction to him. But it was a really good trip out there. The guys behaved well. We had a good kangaroo court session, and it was a bit of old school sort of rugby. So really enjoyable. We had a trial that was called off against Terrigal. That was the big rainy weekend. We've had a subsequent trial against University, which we performed really strongly in as well. And the 3rd and 4th grade teams have trialled against Cooks Hill, and they've performed really strong. So we're doing a lot of training as a club. We're trying to sort of get everyone playing the same style of footy, which is something that comes up a lot in talk, but something when the nitty-gritty comes to it and a bit of self-interest doesn't always happen. So we've been able to maintain that, and there's a good structure across the whole club. So we're pretty proud to be pushing that through.
Yeah, and we're still going to be playing the same style, that expansive, moving the balls type football.
Well, I think that in my association with the club and you guys as well, that's where we were a really exciting club.
Yeah.
We're an exciting club when we had wingers scoring scoring in grand finals in the corner and halfbacks running the ball. Yeah. So I think we've lost a bit of sight of that, over a period, whether we're looking at what other teams are doing and what other teams, what other clubs, or what we've seen in other codes. But that's not Merewether. Merewether is whether you come at 3 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, whether you turn up at 8 a.m. and see the under 7s playing. We got kids with good skills, all the way through, and we know how to score tries. We don't know how to run into people, as well, but we know how to score tries, and that's what we should be. That's what we're trying to embrace. scoring a lot of tries.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I ran into a couple of boys just after they got back from Bathurst, actually.
Oh, yeah. They sad and sorry?
No, they were all right. They were actually, Jackie Miller was kicking on.
Yeah.
He was going all good.
Did they carry on out there? They were all right. They did. They were all right. It's always good to have a little trip away with the guys because then you got that team camaraderie. That's what the Kempsey Sevens would serve the purpose as, and the Blueies camp and stuff like that. So that's what this sort of served as well.
Yep, and it was really good. We've had guys who've been involved with the club for a long time, who've never really been on a trip, and this is a trip for literally one day, one day and one night, so a real run sort of thing, and it was a fantastic thing. It was pretty simple to organise, but really good fun, and I'd like to think we can do that and more in the future to build on, because it's something that it's one of the things about rugby that we can easily let go to the side, but it's very unique doing those sort of things in rugby.
What time did the bus have to come back? What time did you have to depart?
It wasn't, I think we left about 10 o'clock.
Righto.
About 10 o'clock, and then 15 minutes down the road we spent about 2 hours in Macca's, so but anyway, we got back in time. Everyone was in good spirits.
Everyone made the bus?
Everyone made the bus.
You guys were back before the night, in time for the nights.
Yeah, just in time for the nights.
Yeah, nice.
So are you confident that we've picked a pretty good squad for this week against Lake Macquarie?
Yeah, I think we have. We've picked a team that's been pretty committed to getting a result over the last number of months.
Yeah.
So it's not just about turning up, being a star and turning up this week and getting a run.
Reward.
It has been reward. It has been some guys. We've got a couple of guys who haven't played first before, and they're not new to the club either. They're just they just haven't pushed themselves to be in that position.
Yeah.
So they're pushing themselves. We've got guys who've never been regulars, and it's not because we're sort of scraping the barrel. I think we're doing some pretty exciting things with these guys, and they're learning stuff that they've sort of they haven't learnt before. So I think it's an exciting sort of phase, and if we can play somewhat similar to how we trialled, we'll have some good shape about the field.
Yeah, right. And what do you expect from the first match up, the Lake Macquarie?
Well,
it's usually a tough sort of game. Yeah. Scrappy, bit scrappy.
So, probably watching Lake Macquarie over the last few years is, we've had a fantastic habit of probably playing their style of football.
Yeah.
And, so they're not trying to play our style of football. We end up playing theirs, and I think that's where if we play their style, which is
dragged into a dogfight.
Yeah, we're in a dogfight, and that's not us. So we've got to be really vigilant about playing our style, which is we're disciplined around the set piece, which I think we're operating really good on, spending a lot of time working on, and we're playing some really wide attacking channels to get our fullbacks and our wingers scoring a heap of tries. I think if anyone thinks that you're in a fantastic position to win a comp with your fly half and your inside centre scoring a heap of tries, I think you're on crack.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
But, if we want our wingers and that, and if they're scoring a heap of tries, then we're in a really good position.
So just talk of these new players and these fullbacks and wingers. Do you want to give us the team list for this week, mate?
Yeah. So how we've been working is we've made we've put in a bit of a process of working in a couple of squads this year. So building on the strength and wisdom that's in the DNA of Merewether, Vita Concilio, that we've got a strength squad and we've got a wisdom squad. And the strength squad being the top 30 players this week. So each Monday we're picking 30 players. Which is a first 15 to second 15, and we're working through that. We think we've got it, mostly right with where we're going, but if there's things we've got to move back and forth then in that thing, then that's what we finalise on the Wednesday. So, if we're to have a look at who's made the
first 15.
The first 15 for this week. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're right.
Starting at prop, we've got Phil Ryan. Phil Ryan, local guy. Bill Dunn, club captain. So Bill's in there. Tom Newman, another local junior. As well. Cade Robinson. Cade Robinson, hard as a rock. Ben Fleming, guy who's been around the club for a long time. Never played first grade, And
But he never played first grade.
Yeah,
so,
he's a big unit.
He is, yeah.
Yep, big unit, and has really sort of amped it up to realise he can do something. A back row of Lockie Miller, Billy Freeman, and Lockie Milton, and some
Mobile.
That's good.
Really mobile things, and guys who have been good players, but they're we're expecting really great things from them this year.
Yep.
So Eli McCulloch, playing half, and Eli has played half back, scrum half in this team for a number of years. But we're looking for a different game from Eli as well.
Okay.
So Eli's not an 18-year-old wonderkind anymore.
That's right.
So when we're expecting more than potential, we're expecting guys like that to be leading and winning games for us. We've got Will Frost in at fly half.
Oh, okay.
So Will's been sort of in and around first and seconds for a number of years now. Will Frost is playing sort of fly half, and we've got Sam Bright at inside centre.
Okay.
So we are really trying to get the ball moving to those outside channels.
Yep.
So with Will at fly half, Sam at inside centre, Sam Bright at inside centre, and Sam Rouse at fullback.
Yeah.
We've got some players who, if they all change positions, no one would have a problem with that at all. So,
Yeah, well, Bridie can slip into 10 and...
Yep.
Yeah.
So Bridie's going to be playing like a second 5/8 sort of thing, getting that ball distributing from a little bit further out.
Yeah, that's it. And so we've got three guys who have very good skills, but are also extremely fit and disciplined.
Yep.
So one of them going to fullback and having to run a heap. One of the other two isn't a concern with those guys. So it's that's sort of gives you a bit of an idea of how we're looking to play footy. We've got Jason Milligan at outside centre.
Yep.
So Jason has been around the team for a long time.
Yep.
And Jason's a really good communicator. So we've got a number of good athletes who are playing in second grade, and we've got some guys who played first grade and third grade as well. But it's some of these guys who are actually communicating really well with the people around them. Which is very important when we're trying to play, we're playing rugby. So we're breaking everything down, we're playing what's in front of us, and when we're playing, what's in front of us and defending what's in front of us, we've got to be good talkers. So,
he's a fighter as well, Milligan. You fight to the death.
That's it. And a bit. So on the wings, Chicky Sikiotis on one wing. He's been really disciplined in training, and he's getting better and better. And we've got young Jack Miller on the other wing. So, a guy who's been in and around this football club, for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And, for one reason, some of his own doing, some other people's doing, he hasn't had that opportunity. So, we're giving him that opportunity. We expect, big things, and we expect him to back himself and, come out with a dump load of tries.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's a good player, Jack. He plays above his weight.
Oh, definitely. He's 100% committed all the time.
Yeah.
You like when you're playing with him, he's dead set serious the whole time. The whole 80 minutes, he's no buggering around. He's there to win. He's there to compete. He's there to. I reckon it's a good team. Yeah. I think we've got the cattle there to do it. And like you said, we've got other numbers in second grade too, pushing up. So hopefully, it's really good.
Yeah. So we've been spending a fair bit of time on the forwards on set piece stuff. So. There's a good combination of Steve Barretto and Ben Bowen working through sort of scrummaging technique and shape, to get us in really good shape for scrummaging. So, take away the power of it, but really get the shape working hard again. And then we've got Michael Dan and Brendan Jackson doing some works around the line-outs to really simplify and explain the mechanics of line-outs, the mechanics of scrummaging, to these guys. Blake is doing a lot of work with the backs, and that's about unpacking our tendencies, which are about having set of 6 phases in our head, and but
Yeah.
really playing football. We want to be back to rugby, playing football. What's in front of us? Let's have a crack.
Yeah.
Let's have a crack. So.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Who else you brought in around, besides all those guys? Who else is in and around the club that's maybe hasn't been around for a while?
So Michael Dan, is back. So Michael's, a former coach here.
Will he put the boots back on?
Well, I don't know. He's got his arm in a,
Yeah, I saw him today. He's got his arm up.
Oh, is he?
He's done his pec playing touch or something.
Yeah, so
It's not a good sign.
pec football, but playing touch. Go figure.
Yeah.
So, he's around.
Yep.
Brendan Jackson's a former player here who hasn't been around for a number of years. So, he's back. He's back, and we want to make this, you've spent a bit of time around here too, Chris, and we actually want to make this a place where we don't have a gap of people leaving, so keep the engagement, and whether it's coaching or just involvement, just this sort of involvement is really good. So we've got those guys. Steve Gall is sort of is running through Premier the divisional stuff, the P3 stuff. Jockey Wilson's back involved as well. Slender Steve Mackay's the rugby operations manager, and Swanee's there. Working out some of the management duties. You've got, Steve Gill working through things with Peter Ryan. So we've got we do have a great crew of people who are just passionate about, being involved, and it is a good feeling.
I jumped in and out a few sessions in November, helping out with a bit of fitness stuff. I couldn't believe the numbers we had down there in November. There was 80-something guys down there.
Can't believe they didn't ask me for fitness tips.
You're trying to fit that bit in your mouth.
I'm very shocked.
I can't believe you don't answer your phone.
Just work on fitting that bit.
It's on silent all the time. Yeah. What I wanted. When did you first come to the club?
I first came to this club in 2005.
2005. So.
Yep.
What? How? Geez, my math's terrible.
Well,
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is a long time ago.
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
How come you came over to Merewether?
Junior?
No. I mean, I'm from Chris Jones territory.
Are you? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sawtell.
I played with his brother. His brother Mitch won a premiership up there in
Sawdy.
2009. The Maestro.
Yeah, right. Spent some good time up at Sawdy.
You have? Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Probably not for the can't be so told on camera, some of those things.
I grew up there, I can't talk about it. I'm barred.
So was I for a while.
I mean, I ended up in Newcastle to go to university and sort of played with Waratah for a number of years. And so my connection is, I've sort of played against this club since, sort of the mid '90s, and even then, and I mean, when I left the club, there was, I travelled and went overseas for a number of years, but the fabric of a rugby club is, it's not the building, or it's about the people in that rugby club, because that's what makes it a club.
Yeah.
So when the people sort of weren't at that club anymore for a couple of different reasons, guys like your sidekick Gareth and that, who was here and who's one of my good mates, is that that's what mates do,
Yeah.
And we're pretty big on one of the really unique things about rugby, and in particular, and this club here, is that there's no one here getting paid. There's no players, there's no coaches, there's no one, there's no managers. Everyone is here because they want to be here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So it's not it's not my job. It's not I'm not here. No one's here because they have to be here. Everyone's here because they want to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a fantastic thing. So we're all we're here because we want to be here. I loved my time playing here, and playing here and being involved with the juniors, and I'm really enjoying this period now as well.
Yep.
What you do by paying players, say if you've got two wingers that'll play, you pay one, you don't pay the other. You've immediately devalued the player that was going to play for free.
Yeah.
And that's how the clubs just start to fold. I think Sawtell Panthers up there, they can't field a team. This is a money-based sport, and I think they're going down to gurgler. So.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just because when money gets involved, it's a good short-term thing, but long-term, it's all about culture and mateship and actual club, like you said.
And this is a club that's, it's got a good clubhouse, it's got good facilities, they've produced NRL players.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they, like you said,
Mm.
can't get a few blokes together.
Yeah, right.
So about 2011, mate. Were you playing previously to that, or did someone make a phone call and say, mate, I want you to come down and have another run?
No. I mean, I played in the C grade for a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
So that was so that's the team Kurt Banks was coaching at the
Yeah.
time. So Kurt was playing, and Kurt and John Hall and Rousey, and sort of a collection of guys who all knew about their rugby. So we were sort of just a team that would rock up and have some schooners and play rugby. And
Yep.
and I suppose what really lit the fire there was watching that 2010 game where we lost in triple overtime to Wanderers.
Was that the pre
2009, I think it was, wasn't it?
2010.
no, 2010?
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Oh, in the prelim, not in the final.
No.
Yeah, game to get into the grand final,
Oh,
was
okay.
it? Or the...
Right.
So there was a game. There was a game that just kept going and we didn't win. And you sort of watch footy and you think, I just really want to. I really want to be a part of that and try and make a difference. And whether I made a difference or not, I don't know about that. But we went through and went undefeated. So and just a fantastic bunch of blokes. And 10 years on, we get a reunion out of it. So
Yeah.
It was reunion this year?
Reunion this year.
July.
Reunion against Hamilton.
Yeah, July 4th, I think.
Something
Home
like
game,
that.
obviously.
Home game, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Home
That's
game.
great.
So
Everyone will come?
everyone's coming.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming. So no, fantastic.
It's going to be massive.
Mick Gill's been organising that.
Yeah.
So it's
He knows how to throw a party.
yeah, I think he's got an idea. The captain for that year, Dan Lewinsky's back living in town. So it's it's a really special time for the club. And these are the sorts of things that we're trying to get back and emulate and let's bloody make the joint great again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to make the joint great again? Are we going to win this year?
Well, I mean, that's what we've said.
Yep.
We're going to win. We're going to win. First, seconds, thirds. Fourths.
Everything.
Social
President's
force.
Cup, social fours.
Foot
Yeah,
foot
right.
race, everything.
Yeah.
I'm over right.
No, I'm finished now.
Are you?
Yeah.
No, we plan on winning everything. We
Yeah,
plan
that's
on winning
it.
the club champs. And we
That's
plan
it.
on winning the grades. And anything else, anything else is not what we're expecting.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Win.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, nice. All right. I like hypothetical questions. So 3 players, right? End of season trip. We've won. 3 players from any era you could take along on the end of season trip.
3 players to take on the end of season trip.
Besides us two, because we'll definitely be there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
blokes will be
we're
there.
facilitating
Jones will be
I'll be driving.
us. Well, I mean, Mick Gill's, I suppose you've got to take 3 pests, to really liven things up, So, probably Mick Gill.
Mhm.
He's,
He's a pest?
Yep, fantastic pest. Probably,
What about the bloke hovering over you?
This pest here.
He rivals Mick Gill.
he's up there in the pest stakes, but, too close to the players, that bloke. Maybe, probably Kurt Banks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, cranky and can,
Yeah.
but can organise stuff every
Yep.
now and then.
he's cranky.
Yep.
Yep.
And and if we're trying to get the lowdown in a whole heap of small towns, it'd have to be Gareth Orzick, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, rough.
Rough. Every hotel, motel,
Yeah.
track.
He's big out at Tamworth now.
Oh, mate, he's
Yeah.
He's big out
yeah,
Tamworth.
He's very
So
big.
he says.
Well, yeah, I haven't been out there. He offered a couple of tickets to go out there, and I said, no, I can't. can't make it this weekend.
Yeah, very, very big in very small circles. So.
Yeah. So it's just finally the new green room, loving it. But looking over there with the void of the grass and the old green room missing, how does that make you feel?
Mate, I think this is a fantastic facility, and I'm pretty stoked to be involved with, in bringing it on, as you were as well. So, I think it's a fantastic facility that we're doing this, and it's making our club stronger.
Yep.
We've got a fantastic gym here. We've the stuff we're starting to do with rehab and stuff like this functions. They're all going to grow the club. And I mean, we'll all miss not looking into the sun in the afternoon watching the game. With the old Merewether salute. But I'm a massive fan. Massive fan.
That's the first thing I said when I come to this club. Why are we sitting on this side for? Why are we going to sit in the stand? Everyone's like this.
I don't know why it's like that. Yeah. What's your fondest memory from that old one, though?
Oh, I mean, the thing that we don't have is we don't have that green room corner of absolute lunatics. And it sort of seemed that when things were tough and things were close, that the weight of the people there, used to sink the ground, so it was completely running downhill into that corner.
Yeah, exactly right.
There was just things that are just so memorable, just happening in that corner, and whether they happened everywhere, but it just seemed they particularly happened in that corner and that end when they had to.
Nothing went missed in that corner.
No, nothing.
Knock-ons that were awarded tries.
Very favourable to us.
Yeah, Danny Kevill.
Right there,
it was all in that corner.
Yeah, I think I scored a pretty mediocre try there, and I just celebrated. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like third grade or something, but I was the
scored
man.
one. I scored one on a Friday night. There was no one.
Yeah, pumping the fist.
I just looked, there was no one there. Yeah.
So if there's something that was missed, it was there. But once again, that was the people that made that.
Yeah, of course.
Not so much the structure. So. We used to have the Northeast crew up the other end.
Yeah.
Who were, a bunch of lunatics too.
Yeah, Davies is. They made me actually a little sign about that big for my 40th.
Oh, right.
Davies and Smooth and all that.
Yeah.
Just a little one like that.
Are they going back in there this year?
Yeah, maybe. He might be.
Yep.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. All right.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
First one.
All right.
First one.
Yeah, and each week we're going to bring the episode to you by a different sponsor, and this week's brought to you by Sage Painting. For all your painting needs in Newcastle, Lake Macquarie area, don't hesitate to contact Sean and their helpful crew. Thank you very much. Thanks, Kramer.
Thanks, guys.
Done.
Beautiful.